Good morning, good morning, good morning again to all our listeners from across the nations of the world. I am your host, Odeth Thompson, and I'm so happy that you have joined me here on HGG Radio on our segment, The Morning Flow. This morning, it is Thursday, the 16th day of February 2023. And guess what? The time is flying by. It's not waiting on anyone. And so guess what? You have to get up and get busy and make sure that you have your ducks lined up. And you know what? Even if you don't have your ducks lined up, make a move, take a step, do something. Do not stay in the same position that you're in. We don't believe in being stagnant over here. So do something, anything, make a move. All right. So this morning, as I've indicated before, for Black History Month, as we celebrate Black History Month here on HGG Radio, I'm going to be meeting with a few Black business owners here in Edmonton, Alberta, right here in Edmonton. And so this morning, I have a young man with me in studio. And can I tell you, we were having a conversation just now, and there was some information that I got that I never knew. And we're going to be sharing it with you shortly. But I want everybody to jump on to this live interview this morning. If you're listening to hgg.ca, you can jump on to Facebook and YouTube, and you will be seeing the interview live. So good morning to all our viewers on Facebook. I'm seeing you coming on. Good morning to you. Wherever you're watching us from, I'm not sure if it's morning time. So you know what? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you're joining from, it is a pleasure to be here with you this morning. We're going to be talking to a young man that has decided that he's going to open his own business. So as we celebrate Black History Month, we have to be cognizant of the strides that have been made through history from our ancestors to get us to the place where we are now. There are many things that we are doing now that our ancestors were not able to do. And so because of the work that they put in, we are here. And so we have a young man this morning, and he is putting in the work. He's over there, all smiles, putting in the work. He's putting in the work. And it's actually so good to see this happening with our young individuals here. And so when you see them putting in the work, you have to stop and give them the applause and say, good job, because he could be doing something else. You know what? He could be doing something else, but he is making a name for himself. And so, because of that, we are recognizing him this morning. All right. So we have with us in studio, Barzine.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to be here this morning.
Okay. We have Barzine in studio with us this morning. And can I tell you, folks, I was at the mall, and I was walking on the mall. I think it was over in last week, and I saw this store, and I was like, and I have not been to that mall in a little while, and I said to, I was there with my daughter, and I said to her, that's new. And she says, not really, you just haven't been here in a long while. And I just had to take a walk over to the store, and I walked in, I was like, oh, wow, it's absolutely so wonderful to have the representation in that mall, in that particular mall. Whenever you go to any of the malls, as a matter of fact, and you see the representation, can I tell you, it is an awesome feeling. It's a wonderful feeling just to see the representation. So Barzine is the owner-operator of AFRO Era, and it is a store that is operating in Londonderry Mall. So for all our listeners here that are in Edmonton, Londonderry Mall on the north side, you can jump on over to see what Barzine is doing in the mall at Afro Era. All right, so it is a store, it's a beauty store, and it has all the things that us ladies need to put ourselves together. You know, we do the hair, we do the face, we do everything, we do the wigs. Everything, you go in there and say, okay. And if you're gonna go natural and you're not doing the wigs and you want your products, you know, the moisturizers and all of those wonderful things, you just go into that store. So, all right, I'm going to stop the talking and we're going to talk to Barzine. All right, so Barzine, yes. I want you to tell us a little about yourself this morning. Go ahead.
For sure. Barzine Eskindarka. As Odeth said, I'm the owner and operating manager of AFRO Era. I am 26 years old. Grew up here in Canada. I'm Afro-Iranian from Toronto, Ontario. And I'm just trying to make myself better every day while being in service to the community.
Okay, awesome. You said something just now, and it was what we were talking about earlier. You said you are an Afro-Iranian.
Yes.
So I didn't know that there were Afro-Iranians. I didn't know that there were... He is, for cultural reference, he's Afro-Persian.
Yes.
Right? So don't know how many of you have heard that term before. You learned it here this morning on HGG Radio, Afro-Persian.
Yes.
All right, so Barzine is a Afro-Persian. So I want you to tell us a little bit about, I know that you were born here in Canada. All right, so I know we're going to be talking about the store, but tell us a little bit about that it's so unique in of itself, because as I said, I didn't know that there were black people in Iran.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Tell us more.
And you're not alone, Odeth. Like there's like I said earlier off camera, there's people in our country that don't really know we exist. And there is a small population of us that are living by the port, what they call Bandar Abbas in Iran. And these are the people who settled from the Indian Ocean slave trade. And they have a community of their own. They really stay by the water, by the bordering countries, but they are a tight-knit community. And there's a lot of us. Like we have me and my brother's the founder of a collective called the Collective for Black Iranians. And they've done a lot of work just to bring awareness to the Iranian community, to the non-Iranian community of Black Iranians, Afro-Iranians as we call them. So like my father, he's Iranian as well, but he's a white passing Iranian from the north. My mom is a dark-skinned Iranian from the south. And yeah, that's her heritage is very strong in our genes.
Okay, awesome. So I'm getting some good information here. I came on just to talk about your store, but here I am getting some world news because I this is just it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, actually, because I know I was talking to you earlier and I was like, okay, so you're from Northern Africa, right? And, and then when you said what you said, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is there black people down there? So you have to understand now, folks, that there are black people everywhere. So the media may not be showing them, but they are there. All right, so Barzine, you mentioned that you're 26, you were born in Ontario, so you're Canadian. So yes. Have you ever been to Iran?
Yes, I have as a child. I was there when I was about 4 years old, and it was a beautiful trip. I got to see like the two complete separate universes that my family comes from. My mom's side of the family still staying, like they're so tight-knit, and they do everything together. And it's like, it's magical to see. And then you have my dad's side of the family. They're a little more spread out, but they're still a well-oiled working machine working together too. So it was actually very interesting to see the two similarities on two completely different sides of the same country.
Okay, so your mom is from the south, your dad's from the north. Mm-hmm. How are black people treated there?
That's an interesting question, because the treatment towards black people in Iran, is different from between like any other countries that have had labor slaves and stuff like that. But there isn't much, I would say, maliciousness towards our community, but there is some things that are just brushed off for sure. And regardless, the people are happy. They live in peace. They live freely. But there's definitely some social constructs that hold them back, and sometimes they don't have the education to even be aware of those constructs. So it is hard to see. Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of the times you don't see a lot of Afro-Iranians leaving where they're from. You know, it's kind of like they're born to die there. But they do live a good, wholesome life over there, I could say. Okay,
so is there any racial tension? Is it more racial or class?
I would say it's a lot of classism. Mm-hmm. And the racial tension is much more nuanced. It wouldn't really be like a lot of this is something me and my brother laugh about. A lot of the Iranian people, black Iranians, in Iran, they get peer pressured to perm their hair a lot. You know, and even me having my store, like I'm really against like, you know, going against the natural, but especially if it's peer pressured, right? Yes. It's not like it's a weird construct. Like I said, it's very nuanced. It's nothing on the nose.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't know that was still going on. Wow. Okay. All right. So, folks, we're talking to Barzine this morning, and Barzine is actually Afro-Persian. So we were just talking a little bit about his heritage coming from, he's born here in Canada, but his heritage, his background is Iranian. Mm-hmm. And so we were just talking a little bit about that. All right, so you mentioned that you're born in Ontario. Mm-hmm. When did you move to Edmonton?
I would say in the midst of the pandemic, so about 2021. That's when I moved here.
Okay, so you moved in the midst of the pandemic. Yes. All right, so it means that the store was started after. So yes. How did you decide the pandemic is just over? So at what point did you decide that you are going to open a store in Edmonton that you just moved to? Like, tell me the thought process.
For sure. So coming from Ontario, I was in college at the time. I was playing basketball, and the pandemic hit. So I was kind of at a crossroads with what I was going to do next in my life. And at that time, I went to see my family here in Edmonton. They were already settled here in Edmonton for maybe a few years now, maybe 2-3 years. And my father, he already had a business in Londonderry Mall. And he, very stereotypical, but he was selling Persian rugs. And when I was visiting him, me and my mom realized that, well, my father realized it from time, but we just took in the fact that majority of his customers were African. They were East African, North African, but 80% of them were African for sure. And being in the mall, my mom said to me, she said, it's crazy that there's not like a hair store in here or something like that. And we just kind of just workshopped off of that thought process and just tried to do the work from backwards from that point. So then I started off in a kiosk for about 6 to 8 months, just to kind of get a feel for the mall and the area and see if our sixth sense was right, if the demographic matched up, which it did. And in due time, we had a plan to open a shop right afterwards, and which leads us to a year after that day. So.
Okay, so you've been in operations for a year in terms of the actual storefront.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So you made that decision in the pandemic, mm-hmm. and you started off with the kiosks, and you said, okay, it makes sense, which truthfully, yes, because the black hair movement is on the wave. Can I tell you? I thought it would have died down already. You know, I honestly did. I honestly let us be truthful, because you know you have those waves, right? And I honestly thought that it would have died down already. But it has been going on for a while, and the knowledge that we've now been getting in terms of our hair and how to care for our hair and how to love our hair. I'm saying, you know, this is gonna stay. This is here to stay. This is not going anywhere. So it's awesome that you actually saw the opportunity and you jumped at it, because, and even in the pandemic too, because everybody was locked down, nobody was coming out, and there was nobody on the mall, there was nobody buying anything. You know, we're all locked in our house. Nobody's hair was being done.
Those days.
Nobody's hair was being done. So when we came back out and we saw you, there was like, oh my goodness, yes. You know, so awesome. I'm absolutely loving it. So, so you decided with your mom that, okay, we're gonna start with the kiosk. So, and then you went into the storefront after you saw that the potential for the store. All right, so folks, we're here with Barzine, and we're talking about. Before we're actually talking to Black business owners here in Edmonton. So as you see, Barzine is a young man that has decided to go the route of the entrepreneur, and he's following in his father's footsteps, because he mentioned that his father is an entrepreneur, and so he decided to, you know, go that route. And we're looking at what he's doing here in Edmonton, Alberta. So folks, if you are here in Edmonton, Alberta, and you are on your hair journey, because that's what they call it, you know, the hair journey. You're on the hair journey and you would love to get some natural products, get some stuff for your hair. I want you to come over to Londonderry Mall, whatever side of the city you're on. People, any side of the city you're on, it takes 30 minutes to get to the other side. We all know it. No more than 30 minutes. So if you're on the West End and you want to jump over to the north side to come and see the store, come on over to Londonderry Mall, where you're going to see Afro Era. And as I mentioned before, all the products for your hair journey will be there. And when you want to give your hair a break and you want some wigs, yes, there are wigs in there too. All right, so we're talking about the store, and so I want you to tell me, you know, so I know how the Londonderry Mall is situated. I know the stores that are in that mall. So tell me now, what has your experience been? So we're going to take, this is a twofold question. I want you to tell me from the standpoint of the other business owners, and I want you to tell me from the standpoint of the customers coming into the mall. All right, so talk to me about what was it like being a Black business owner, going into the mall. What was it in terms of the other business owners? Were you welcomed? What was it? What was that experience like?
That's a great question. I think it was like a 50-50 reception, you know? Like I got a lot of open arms from a lot of people in the mall, but I think that was mainly because I was already familiar with them, being there for like a little bit. My dad having the reputation that he does, which is a good one. And there was definitely some times where there was some like not needed confrontation, or people I could just get stares, especially in the kiosk in the beginning, being in the middle of the mall. I'm a big Black guy. I'm like 6'6". I can't really hide. I can't shrink. So there's a lot of times where, you know, I would get stares, or like people would make complaints about certain things that aren't really worth complaining for. But my mom always taught me, like, you know, you have to be twice as good. So just brush it off. So I just kind of took those and just did what I've been doing, just brushed it off, and just only focus on the ones that did welcome me, because the customers that we have a really good relationship with our customer services, with our customers, and our customer service is probably the top of our priorities. So I can't let like a few people who are just bitter at their own lives try to shake what me and my family have built here.
So you mentioned complaints. Were the complaints coming from other business owners or from?
More so employees of those, like some employees of certain stores. I get it, you know, being the same age as me, being like, you know, and just seeing, I guess, I don't know, I always have this positive energy. Even if we have the worst day, I won't really let it get to me. And I don't know, sometimes I guess it could be frustrating for others. But.
Oh, wow. I love that you were able to brush it off. But it's sad. It's sad at the same time that we have to have this mindset that we have to be an extra step of good. We have to, when everybody else is putting in 100%, we have to put in 150%. We have to be that much better in order to just be.
Just to get a seat.
To get a seat. You know, that's the sad part of it. That's the sad part of it. But I'm happy that you have the personality and the character that you do, and I'm happy that your mom was able to say, you know what, just shrug it off. You know, be like a duck that has the water roll off its back. You know, don't let it penetrate and affect your day. You know, and guess what? So you moved from the kiosk, and now you have. Can I tell you, they are upset.
Furious.
Oh my God, they are so mad. So like, oh, who does he think he is? He was the kiosk guy. You know, that kiosk guy that we would complain. He has a store now. What do we do? You know, I'm so happy that you have transitioned from the kiosk to the storefront. So you talked about the atmosphere of the other stores and how you were treated by those employees. What was, all right, so you did a kiosk. So yes, you were there for about 8 months.
Yeah.
And so persons got kind of used to you in terms of the clientele coming into the mall.
Yeah.
All right, so now that you have the store, what has it been like in terms of just persons coming in? What are the comments that you're getting from customers? Give me that from the kiosk stage to the store stage. The customers, what are they? I know you talked about your good customer service, but for the ones that are not customers that, you know, talk to me about everything.
Yeah. I mean, when we moved, the reception was mainly similar to yours, Odeth. A lot of surprises. You know, a lot of people were like, wow, like this is here. We're excited to see this. And, you know, they're just happy to just see that they have that representation. And we felt so welcomed, you know, not only by the customers, but like also the management at the mall too. Just like accommodating to the needs that we had, and just being so understanding of having a black business in the mall, because you don't really see much hair stores in the mall, right? So, but our customers, they were just so happy that they didn't have to drive 20 minutes downtown, or they didn't have to go all the way to the other side of the city. Like, they should have something within their community, which they do. So it was definitely one of those moments where you're like, okay, let's smell the roses, but don't dwell on it. But it was definitely something to be happy about. Okay,
awesome. I'm loving it. Some of our listeners and viewers on Facebook, I'm seeing God favor. That person is saying, keep strong, bro. That's the comment I'm seeing here. So yes, he's gonna keep strong. We're gonna keep pushing on here. Somebody also mentioned that God was on their side during the pandemic, and that they did braids right through the pandemic.
Wow.
And it's just awesome to see that out of the pandemic, your business evolved.
Yeah.
Because a lot of businesses folded, a lot of people are struggling, a lot of businesses, they have not recovered, you know. And to see you move from one phase to a larger phase, you know, that is just phenomenal. So, all right, so folks, the store is Afro Era, and we're talking to Barzine. He's Afro-Persian. I had to put that one in. He's Afro-Persian. And so he operates a store in Londonderry Mall right here in Edmonton, Alberta. So for you folks who are in Edmonton, you know Londonderry Mall is on the north side. So jump on over. It's on 66th Street, right at the intersection of 66 and 137 Avenue. That's where the Londonderry Mall is. So for those of you who are in Edmonton and you're on the north side, I know that can I tell you that the north side has expanded so much since I've been here that it was way smaller when I came. So now, since it has expanded, it's just awesome that your store is here because you're right. We would have to go downtown to get a particular product. People don't understand that we don't have certain stores right at the tip of our finger. You have to drive all the way to the other side of the city. All right, so Barzine, talk to me about the store. All right, so you mentioned that it is a hair salon and the beauty supply store. So talk to me about the hair salon. Talk to me about what can be done there.
Yes.
Talk to me about the products that you have there.
Yeah, so Afro Era Hair and Beauty Supply Shop, we do have one chair where we do braiding there. We have a section that we do cover it with a drape just for our customers' privacy, maybe for religious reasons, maybe for personal reasons. We do have that. We are just a small growing beauty supply store that, like I said earlier, that is just proud to be in service to the community. So we take orders from our customers. Sometimes we don't always have the product that people are looking for, but if I don't have it this time, I'll try my best to get it the next time. We have a points program. We reward our loyalty for our customers. We have gift cards that just in case, you don't know what to get for somebody, give them a $50 gift card. They'll get what they need from us, of course. And just trying to be a modern, accessible Black business for the beauty business.
Okay, awesome. I was just writing it down. You have gift cards and you have a point system. Oh my goodness. Can I tell you when I hear that a store has a point system, I was like, yes.
Everybody loves that. That's
yes,
amazing.
because you go into these stores so often sometimes and you are a loyal customer, but what do you get back?
You should be rewarded for that.
Thank you so much. So folks, you heard it here on HGG Radio. There is a point system at Afro Era. So when you're buying, because listen, we buy the gel, we buy the moisturizer, we buy all of those things. And guess what? We buy them often. We buy them often. So you can get your points. Yes. All right. So when we get our points, what can we do with our points?
So our system is super easy to manage. Like you just have to, if you put in your phone number, every purchase is tracked through your phone number. So every point, those points accumulate to around, I think, 10,000, which, for example, you get, I think, 1,000 for $20 of purchase. You get free oils, half off of braiding services. There's a plethora of options, $5 to $10 off. Once you accumulate more and more points, you just get more and more options. So like Odeth said, like we shop, we use these things every day, right? So you guys get rewarded for that shopping and that loyalty.
Okay, I love it. So, folks, and I'm not bashing any other hair store. Listen, I'm not bashing any other hair store. But can I tell you, this is a plus. This is a plus because I know that my daughter and I, we used to visit other hair stores, and we to the point where when we go in, they know us. They're like, and I'm talking about from my girls who are younger and they're now young adults, right? To the point where like they can say, hey, you've grown. Hey, you changed your hairstyle. Hey, right? So we have been, can I tell you, if we were getting all of those points.
You would have the whole story, man.
Oh my goodness. So folks, you heard it here. You're in Edmonton and you want to go and get some hair supplies, you want to get some beauty products, because it's not only hair supplies, there are also beauty products that they sell in Afro Era. You get points and you can store your points, and you want to have your hair done, you can get a discount based on the amount of points that you have. All right, so awesome. All right, so if we wanted to, I know you're young, so I know social media is it's a given for you. All right. So if folks want to find you on a social media platform, how do we find you?
You can find us on Instagram. Our Instagram for the store is AFRO Era Now. And my personal is Unlucky Bars. Only no second U in Unlucky. And this is where you could find us. And even if you have any inquiries, you could just message us. Our website is on the Instagram page, and give me a call. I'm usually in the store.
Okay, yes, he's right. He's usually in the store. I dropped by the other day and he wasn't there. And I met with his mom and she's like, oh, he's on his way. Yeah. He's on his way. So, all right. So, folks, I want you to jump onto Instagram and support. Even if you're not in Edmonton, follow the page.
Thank you.
Follow the page. Follow the page. This is how we support our brothers and our sisters.
Yes.
All right. Remember, we're celebrating Black History Month. And so I want you to jump onto Instagram, and it's Afro Era Bar.
Bars.
Bars.
Afro Era Now. Afro Era Now.
Now. So sorry.
My personal is Unlucky Bars.
Okay. So it's Afro Era Now.
Yes.
All right. So I want you to jump onto Instagram, find Afro Era Now, follow the page. And so those are for persons who are outside of Edmonton, because I know that we're streaming across nations, and I know that a number of nations you're signed on here this morning. So jump onto Instagram, follow the page Afro Era Now to show support for a Black brother that's doing his thing here in Edmonton, Alberta. And if you're here in Edmonton, jump on the Yellowhead, whatever it is. Come over on the north side, Londonderry Mall. Visit the store.
Please.
Visit the store. I'm sure you're going to find something that you will want to buy, something that you need. When we were in there, I just had to throw this one in.
Okay.
When we were in there the other day I was there with my daughter. And so, we do, we are in our, the edge control. It's a serious thing going on, people. You have to have the right edge control. You have to have the right product, because it's not every product going to keep it laid, right? And so she had gone to the States in December, and there was a particular product that she found there that wasn't here, right? And when she came into the store, Afro Era, she's like, oh my God!
I remember that, yeah.
She saw the product there. So guess what? So those products that, you can maybe only get on Amazon, check out Afro Era.
Yes.
Check it out. Chances are it's in the store. And because you know that these young people, they'll go and they'll get it from wherever they're to get it from, and he'll bring it into the store. So, you don't have to wait on Amazon. You can come to Londonderry Mall and get your products, get your hair done. Definitely. And we're going to support our brothers. We're going to support this family.
Appreciate that.
This family that is doing their own business. I want to thank you this morning for coming on. It has been a pleasure talking to you.
It has, Odeth. Thank you so much for having me.
You are most welcome. I got some information that I never know. Right? I know you hear the I hope you understand when you hear me go into the Jamaican accent, right? So sometimes I go into the Jamaican accent and say, you never know, right? So, but, I am elated that you came on. I'm elated that you guys are in business and that it is growing, and that despite the negative comments or steers or whatever you may get, you are still pressing through. You're not allowing it to affect you, because you're keeping your focus. You're making the main thing the main thing. And folks, representation matters.
Of course.
Representation matters. So, all right. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Finish up about the store. Something else that you want to say about the store?
Sure. Yeah. I just want to give thanks to Odeth for having me today, for sure. And any Higher Ground Gospel Radio listeners, come to the store. You're going to get a good discount if you mention HGGR. Okay. And Oh, I was also gonna say when you mentioned the Jamaican accent, you don't gotta filter yourself, man. I'm from Toronto. This is when I hear that, I feel at home when I hear that. So, but we are we at Afro Era are just happy to be in service to you guys, and any improvements that you guys think that we can make, we're already trying to make them, and we have open ears. So, I just want to shout out to my brother as well, who's helped me so much to learn about this business. Both my parents, lucky to have both my parents in my life, and just give continuous game to work for ourselves and kind of build a legacy. So I'm grateful for you guys to be able to do that. Help me do that.
Okay, awesome. This one I didn't know, folks. You hear? You heard it here. If you go to the store and mention HGG Radio, you get a discount?
A little discount.
You get a little discount. Yeah. All right. So, folks, all of you, I know that I have some folks that are on the south side that are in the offices of WFG. I know you guys are listening. I know you guys, the WFG crew is listening. So you just heard it here. Jump on the highway. Come on over to the north side. Yes. Go to Londonderry Mall. Tell them that you listened to the broadcast and you listen to HGG Radio. You're gonna get a discount. Plus, when you get the discount, remember that now you're gonna be signed up, and so you're gonna start getting points. Exactly. So you get the discount, and then you start getting points. So awesome! I love it. It was wonderful having you here this morning, Barzine. And so, folks, go ahead and support this young man in his venture. And as I said before, jump onto Instagram, follow the page Afro Era now. And that's how we show our support. You may not be going into the store, but jump onto Instagram and follow the page and keep up with this young man and see what he's going to come up with next. Thank you again. And I hope that out of this broadcast that your business will double. I hope that out of this broadcast, people will come to know that, yes, there is a store that is in the Londonderry Mall. Yes. God bless your family. God bless you for all that you're doing. And I applaud you again. Keep up the good work. As you continue representing who you are. You're representing yourself, your family, and you're representing us. All right. Thank you again. All right, folks, we are signing off. I want to thank you all. Thank you all to our listeners for jumping on this morning. You watched the interview live, so we're going to jump off of Facebook. We're going to jump off of YouTube. But I thank you so much for tuning into this interview where we talked to Barzine from Afro Era, a young entrepreneur here in Edmonton. So again, go out and support our brothers and sisters when they do the work. Because guess what? All of these celebrities that you don't know, all of these celebrities that you don't know, and you buy their stuff. I just had to throw that one in. That one was for free. That one was for free. And we go and we get all of these products. You have the new this and the new that. And listen, support your own. Support your own. This is how we do it. All right. So God bless you to our listeners and our viewers that are on Facebook and YouTube. I want you to jump over to hggradio.ca where we continue the program here on the Morning Flow. Again, I'm your host, Odeth Thompson, and we are just blessed by being here, and we lift up the name of Jesus continually. So again, thank you so much. Jump on over to the radio where we will continue to lift up the name of Jesus. We sign off for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.